Hello everyone, and here's another video coming for you about Alder Lake, well in this case it's Raptor Lake undervolting. I always mess up with those names. So this is a KF CPU, so this shouldn't be affected by undervolt issues, but we are using an Asus motherboard, and so that happens. We disabled E-cores because that's how I run CPUs usually. And 36,000 KF. It's doing less than 2,000 Cinebench points, which is very low. So let's go to the BIOS and let's see what happens if we rise the voltage a little bit. We should see slightly higher scores. We are currently here, so let's do minus. It doesn't focus. Okay, this should give us better score. R15. I didn't set the priority, but I can tell it's getting louder here. The cooler, and we should get around 2,100. Oh, 2,300. Yeah. So I guess that's the right score. But we have another function on this BIOS from Asus, which should enable the older microcode that will allow undervolting. And I'm saying we should have it, and I know that we actually have it. And so here we are. Let's get to internal CPU power. No, tweaker paradise, and switch from current microcode to this microcode, which is the undervolting microcode. We will now get back to our previous offset, which is 65, and see what happens. And now I will not do any cut on the video, so you will see the whole boot process going on and my messy desk. And so this motherboard is the one that was featured in a previous video about the 12400, which was not undervolting anymore at some point for some reason. This motherboard updated the BIOS itself. I tried to roll back to the BIOS, but no luck. It would just crash with the undervolt, which is fair enough. Seems like it was actually working with the undervolt, but at the same time the scores were bad. So really don't understand what's going on with Asus. Oh, it's actually doing a little bit of a boot loop, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure if it did that before, or maybe I didn't notice. Well, anyway, so we now enable the old microcode, and this should give us the same score with undervolting, or we should actually crash. Because if the undervolt is actually working, then it means that we could also be unstable. So let's see what happens. The fan is still a bit loud, but I guess it's the threshold. But the score is going to be awful because, yeah, Asus gave us the switch, and this CPU is a K SKU, so it should be unlocked, but it is actually locked, and Asus switch doesn't do anything about it. So I don't know really. I bought a KF CPU just to be able to undervolt, but apparently I'm not. I don't know who's the best one, who's the one to blame here, if it's Asus or Intel. But one thing I'm sure about is that MSI doesn't have this kind of issue at all. Yeah, this Asus motherboard is just lingering around my lab. Try to find a way to make it decent about it. There's no way. Just buy MSI, guys, please. Buy MSI motherboards. Don't get Asus. Ciao.